Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. So, some troubling news been circulating around for a few days. I wasn't paying attention to it, right? So basically, it's about he's not extremely famous, but a lot of people know him. He's a Quran teacher. Okay? I know him. Wallahi, I know him. I actually joined his institute for a couple of semesters. Because sometimes when, this is just me, I come across a lot of people that want to learn. So, like, let's say you tell me you want to learn Quran, you want to learn Arabic. And I know some teachers who will set their schedule to yours, even though they overseas, but I've never sat with them. I will do some lessons with them because I'm familiar with the process and see what type of teacher they are. Wallahi, wallahi, wallahi. If they're a good teacher, then I'll recommend them to you. So this guy, he has numerous, we talking about years worth of videos on YouTube. But he has an actual institute. Okay? Where you could go sit with him in person, and a lot of his videos. So what he does is some of the stuff he record in his classes, the private classes, the private institute, they put some of them on YouTube. So basically, this dude has, the FBI done got him for some type of videos where he's doing some type of inappropriate acts with children. I haven't seen the full report, the FBI report, but I'm listening to people who talking about it. Like, I seen it circulating around, but his name wasn't on it. It was just like videos on YouTube, like Quran teacher accused of doing sexual exploits with children. So I seen it one time. I seen it yesterday. I said, okay, I ain't finna look at that. I felt like it was gonna be some propaganda. So then later on, I seen a different person with a video with a similar title. So this morning, as I get up, actually, like, as I get up to start moving around about 30 minutes ago, you know, Dhuhr finna come in, so my thumb might go off in it. Okay, I got about 10. So anyway, I see this girl, this Muslim woman, Quran teacher, accused of this and that. And now this is my third video that I've seen come through my algorithm. So in my head, I said, man, let me watch it, man, because in my head, they're going to be talking about this guy. So when I go to watching it, she's talking about it, but she's dragging it out because she's almost crying. You know, because she's crazy about the guy. She looked up to the guy. So she ain't saying his name. So I said, let me go back to the videos I seen yesterday that I didn't watch. So I went back and found them. And I go through, and then the guy, he's talking about it, because in his screenshot on the video, it says, I'm losing my faith. Then the title of the video is Quran teacher exploiting children, sexually exploiting children, something like that. And I know how it is. People be careful what they put in the title, because people who may love that person and don't want to accept that about them, they'll start like hitting thumbs downs on their videos, trying to keep their videos out of the algorithm. You know, because these may be people who if they make money off of YouTube, it affects them. When people hit thumbs downs, and you know, the more likes you get, your video go into algorithm where more people see it. That's why I don't be on there saying, you know, like, subscribe, like, and please subscribe, like a lot of people do. The more likes I get, I need 1,000 likes. They trying to get in the algorithm. That's why I don't do none of that. Because I don't make money off YouTube. I don't have any intentions on ever making money off YouTube. I never even go through the process to get my page monetized so that I can make money off YouTube. I don't have no intentions on it. So anyway, I'm listening to him, and I'm like, man, he talking about this guy. So I go to the comments because they kind of dragging it on and being a little careful about talking about it. And then the people in the comments are saying who it is, and I knew it. I knew it was him. So we have to be careful, man. And instantly the hadith came to my mind where it said a day is going to come, and I talk about it in my videos a lot. A day is going to come where you're going to have Muslims who their deen, you're going to want your deen to be like theirs. Their recitation is going to be extremely beautiful, right? But the Quran isn't going to go past their throat. And they'll leave the deen of Islam faster than an arrow can go. This faster, not as fast, faster than an arrow, a bow and arrow. Not no high tech when you shooting with a gun, the one where you pull the string. So imagine you got an arrow and you pull it and you shoot a cow and it go all the way through the cow so quick, not even a drop of blood or hair or anything gets on it. This is what the hadith says. That's how quick it went through a cow. And when you shooting it with an arrow like this, it said they'll leave Islam that faster than that arrow going through that cow. This man, the FBI done got this man, what we gonna say, allegedly, but the reports, I'm listening to the people who done read the FBI reports. And the way they talking, they got him. And they said the stuff, the details and things that's in there, they actually, and this is what I be trying to tell people who always trying to cling to people. In Philly, they call it Joe. Muslims, man, step in and get to acting too Joe and acting like they want to organize and want to pull this together and this and that. If you too Joe, I'm gonna think you working for them people. Basically, they had they had some FBI informants in that man camp at the masjid he was in. I don't know what it was that tipped them off, why they had somebody there, and due to the reports, it sounds like they got him. And it's some type of child. Like I said, they being careful. In the videos, they saying things along the lines of child pornography, like with him in it, not him watching it. Him in it, him doing the recording for child pornography. Because they said he's doing inappropriate acts. So it may be just a little touching. It may not went. I don't know how far it went, but some people classifying it as child pornography. And people crazy about this guy. Beautiful recitation. 10. He got 10 qirats. Beautiful recitation. Like I said, I know him. You know what I'm saying? I know his story. And when you see him, he looks foreign. You can't tell if he's Arab. You can't tell if he's Indian. He looked like a mix between Indian and Arab. And then he also looked kind of like he's kind of mixed between black and white. Right? But I know his family sent him overseas as a kid to become a hafiz of the Quran in these qirats. Now I will say this. His institute, the way it is, when you join his real institute, is $75 per semester. So you have 4 semesters per year. So it's going to be $300 a year, right? I went ahead and joined it. So you test in. So what you do to test in, once you pay, they'll send you a private app to your email. So this is the only way to get access to the email. I mean to the app where they designed it. Once you log in, like you had to go through secret passwords, different things to log in, right? And nobody can see it. So except for the people who's in it. You have like a 30-minute, and I'm speaking on this because for me and a person who studied Quran with many different people, the app is shady. It is shady. And it's $75 per person per semester. Right? So you test in. They got level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4. So what they'll do is put some Quran ayats up, and then you have to recite them, but you record them. So you record them through your phone, and you send them in. Then they have, like, you might have to go through about maybe 10, not 10 surahs, but it's like 3-4 of the surahs, and then it may be like a real long ayat, maybe 2 ayats in Surah Al-Baqarah. So depending on how you do them, you test in, and they get what level you want. Okay? But it's on your phone. So you can't switch it to your computer or nothing. So it's hard to see some of the ayats. Which does what? It make it difficult. If you don't have these ayats memorized, it make it difficult for you to test in. So when I did it, I was actually at work, and I went into a little smaller room. So when I tested in on level 2. But I spoke to them, and I specifically told them I want to learn Warsh, not Hafs. I want to learn Warsh. So they have different instructors. So I tested in on level 2, but it was hard to read. So what I had to do was see when we start to have the classes. What you don't have a class, they'll send you a whole syllabus of all of the ayats that you have to get and when they have to be done per semester. And then you record them, you turn them in, then your personal instructor will listen to them, and then they will just listen to the recording, say what you did good, say what you did bad, but they don't necessarily try to tell you, work you through it on how to repeat it. Then so weekly, they have twice a week, they have like a big group. So I'm saying one time I'm in a group, it's like 300 something people in there. And me having a hustle from the street mentality, a way of thinking, I'm saying 300, it's like 300 and I'm just going to leave it at 300. It was over 300 people in there. And I'm looking at it like, yo, this 300 people at $75 a pop per semester? Boy, eating. And then he makes money off YouTube. So so what they're doing, your syllabus, when they instruct you, then they'll send you to particular YouTube videos where you have to watch the YouTube videos. And some of his YouTube videos is hundreds of thousands and, 1 million views. So he's getting a YouTube check while he also, people come see him at the masjid where he actually teach at the masjid. Okay? Boy getting to the bread. And then there's also videos that's private within the thing that don't send you to YouTube. So what they'll do is, and wallahi, it be him and little kids. And a lot of them was a lot of the times the classes I seen, they was little girls. You know what I'm saying? So he'll be working with them, and it'll be a surah, and he'll have them repeat it like 10 times, or they'll be saying it in a group, he'll recite, then they'll recite in a group. But since they all reciting in a group, and they all, like, let's say it's 10 people, they all reciting at the same time. So it's not like you sitting down individually with one of them and you could catch their mistake. They're in unison in a big group. And then he explaining certain things. So you have to watch a certain amount of those videos every week. And then like some of them may be 10 years old. So wallahi, like some of the videos wouldn't play all the way through. The sound would go out in them. I don't know if it was due to the app. But basically what I noticed was it's almost set up for you to have to keep taking semesters. So when I went and looked around and started asking before I joined in, they would have a list of who failed. You get to see this before you start. So like, because I started towards the end of the year, so I'm catching the last 2 semesters. And it was like 150 people who failed. And then if you test in on level 1, you just learning the alphabet and how to read and connect. One moment. Okay. So you with the app, like I was saying, it was like it was over 100-some people that had failed. Now, if you do $75 at 100 people and they failed, and like I said, level 1, you just starting with the Arabic alphabet and how to connect it. Now I tested in, like I said, I tested in at level 2. I could have tested in at 3, but I couldn't read, and it wasn't IS I had memorized, so it was hard to look at them on my phone because the letters is real small and you couldn't like expand it and blow it up. So the way that I had to start getting through it in my classes, I had to go to my syllabus and see what the IS was, and I had to go get my actual Quran and sit it with me. Okay, so 75 people, and a lot of them that was failing was in level 1. And then you had people failing in level, but like it showed the level that they was in. You know what I'm saying? And I remember specifically it was like 65 people that had failed and they was in level 1, and I was like, how are they failing in level 1? But I'm just getting to see this. My actual classes hadn't started. You not sitting with a person one-on-one. You have your syllabus. You read your syllabus, what the Quran ayat is, and then you read it. But that you had a syllabus, but they also have it on your phone, and they want you to follow the lines. Like I said, it was too little, so I had to use my book. And then I'm testing in. I mean, you just record it. And then like he had like maybe 4 or 5 teachers. They have a small thing where you meet your teacher, where you watch a video and they tell you about where they are, and then they give you a little contact information, but it ain't like freely. So you don't be able to contact them all the time. Then 2 days a week, you have one day out of the week, you have an actual meeting with this particular imam. And the video don't went long enough, so I'm gonna say his name. His name is Wissam Sharif, right? Real long beard. And I'm telling you, a lot of people watch his videos. And it was funny because people here didn't know that I was in the class. I went to a little barbecue and it was a person and he was trying to learn and they was ill-advising him. So, someone was telling him to go look at this dude videos, but not realizing there might be 1,000 videos. If you come in and start watching video at 450, but you never watch video 1, video 2, video 3, and trying to get all the way up, you done missed out on your levels. So, they trying to tell him not to listen to me, or he think this and that. But that's how it is, man. The people who go to the classes and like right now, the people who have PhDs, masters, bachelor's degrees, the people who ain't never studied nowhere got the majority of people thinking they not supposed to listen to the people with the degrees. But all the mistakes that's happening in the Ummah is coming from the people who haven't studied. These people who they can't even recite. If they get in a class, they gonna fail. I done tried to get some of them in the class, they wouldn't go because they knew they was going to get corrected. So my point was, After I listened to him, and I listened to him tell him, I pulled up the app and I said, look, I want to do real students. I can contact him right now. So once a week you will have a lesson with him in through the live, but it's through your phone. And he'll be giving, he'll talk to us. Sometimes he'll talk about life a little bit, what he did. Because he was like he worked at a hospital. He was like an x-ray tech or something, radiologist or something like that. So, he get good money. So throughout the app alone, he get good money. And a couple of times, dude discussed some of the money that he makes from just the teaching the Quran. Because he tell his story about, how he hated it when his parents forced him to go memorize Quran, and how he had mean teachers overseas. If you mess up an ayat, they would hit you with a stick. And how much he hated it, but then he was like how Allah has blessed him and how he done made all these hundreds of thousands of dollars off just the app and YouTube and teaching at the masjid in Texas, right? Getting money. And like I said, when I used to look at some of them classes, then I seen how fluky the app was, and I'm seeing how many people is failing. So after I go through the first semester and test up to go to the second, so they fail you by semester. So basically, if you taking the first semester, if they say you fail, you have to take that semester all over again before you can move on. So you get failed per semester, and it's $75 per semester. And when we was in the thing, it was one person who had failed the same level 5 times at $75 a pop. That's like what? Like 700 and what you got? No. That's like almost $500. That's 300. Man. So that's like $375. Failing it 5 times. One semester. And like I say, the way it's set up, it's 4 semesters per year. So this is one person in a year worth of semesters. They did one level 5 times. So they done went a whole year. And then they going into the next one. So my point is, I seen how fluky it was. So after I went through the first semester, I'm a little salty because everything is in house. I intentionally, they talked to me. I talked to him about the institute. I talked to him. I corresponded with him and some of the correspondence with the sister who worked for him, which I think it might be his wife. I was supposed to be in it for Warsh. I chose a Kirat. So I had to go through the whole first semester in Hafs, but now it's messing my Warsh up because now I'm reciting in Hafs. So when we come to the second semester, because I paid, I'm like, what's up with the Warsh? You know what I'm saying? Because he, like I said, he wasn't my teacher. We sat with him once a week. Now it would be 2 times though, due to the time difference. So it'd be twice in one day. The first class, I would still be in the bed. So like it may be like 8 o'clock. I would wake up and turn my phone on, and I would listen to him. But like he would choose certain people and have them recite. But you had, like I said, it'd be an ayat, it'd be on the phone. So it was a couple of times I had to recite, and so it'd be like one at 8 in the morning, then the next one will be at like 6 in the evening, and that was with him. Then the rest of the week you might have 10 videos of his that you have to watch, and like I said, sometimes the sound wasn't playing. It was fluky. Wallahi, it was fluky, and I seen more people failed than passed because you don't have one-on-one with a real teacher. And like I said, when you sit with him, it might be 300, because it shows through the app how many people is in there. And I'm looking at a day when it's over 300 something people. It just lets you know what time you coming in, and then just like any other app on your phone, it'll send you a notification 30 minutes before class start, then another notification 15 minutes before class starts, so you know to log in to the app. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at him get all this money. So when we get to the second semester, I finished it, but it was hops. I don't want to deal with hops. I already got hops. I'm working on wash. So now it's messing my wash up to where what I realized was I'm reciting wash letters in a hops tone. So when I talk to him, what's up with the wash? Like, I'm supposed to be learning the wash. Oh, well, your teacher, he doesn't have that. But you do. I'm thinking I'm finna come learn from you. So the instructor that he put me with didn't even know wash. I done spent $150. So they kept trying to get me to continue. Continue for what? I won't wash. This is actually messing my wash up. You see what I'm saying? For anybody who understands the kirats. So after I was like, I finished off that semester and I was done with it. And you know, they send me emails. Sometimes they was, and this was, wallahi, this was like 2 years ago, right? It was pushing it's been about 2 years. It's probably been, about 2 years when I left. They sent me emails trying to get me to sign back up. Like whenever the new semester start, they'll send me emails, and sometimes his wife is like, we'll come back, we'll work something out, this and that. Nah. Because y'all done got $150 out of me and didn't teach me what y'all was supposed to teach me. So I always felt it was fluky. And like I said, boss, on your phone and not really on a tablet or a desktop, or like how I have a laptop and I can hook it up to a big TV. So like sometimes I have a split screen, so it'd be Zoom on this one, and then like I record from the laptop on YouTube, but my TV, so it's a big TV. So I can pull it up on there and then I can read it from there. You see what I'm saying? Whereas I'm not looking at it from a phone. They didn't have it set up like that. So they was juking. They was juking. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm sitting in there, it's over 300 people, and then you sit up and see like 175 some people failed their semester, and like 65 of them is just on the Aleph Bad Tat. But I don't know their etiquette. You know what I'm saying? But it was a real fluky system. But dude and them said it. Every year more people failed and passed. Some people have failed and then never come back. But dude always got over 300 something students. So it didn't surprise me. And like I said, when I seen the videos with the kids and some of the things, the way he was doing and little dolls, and he would have like this room that almost looked like a musala, but he would have a collection of like these toys. You know what I'm saying? Like little figures and dolls, and you know, and I like I said, it was strange to me, but I know from the environment that I come from, the hood or whatever, certain things look strange to us that don't look strange to other people. But then I seen but you know, because in my head I'm going through the Islamic aspect. Like the angels and stuff can't be in there. Like, he should have more knowledge than this. And then sometimes he would talk about certain Islamic subjects and different rules and stuff, and I would kind of be like, but then I said, okay, you know, he just a hafiz of the Quran. It's not like he's a student of fiqh or hadith. You know, he was real tablighi-ish. I'm not trying to knock him. I'm just being 100. So like some things he would say about Islam and certain rulings, I would be like, whoa, no, that ain't right. But his Quran recitation and stuff was up to par. So when he would have all these little dolls and these little toys, these action figures, Teletubby type things, and for some reason I want to say it was like even some Star Wars characters. I can't remember, but I'm talking about it would be a lot of them. It would, like how a bookshelf, it would be a whole lot of them. And I said, well, you know, maybe they for the kids to play with. I used to think it was strange. You know what I'm saying? And And this was like supposedly the masjid. So that's why when I was listening to the videos without them saying their name, he was the first person that came to my mind. And these people, they crushed. And people just basically making videos about, be careful about these Islamic personalities, man. And now the FBI done popped him. This man, and to me, perhaps that little fluky stuff you did with that app, making hundreds of thousands of dollars off people, and for people they just don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? That just don't know any better. You know what I'm saying? I let them, and then like the classes, you could go back to any class and listen to other people's classes that's on your same level. So you can't listen to the 3 or 4. But when you sit with him for the hour, and it's like other people, it's from every single level. So if you're on level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, all of y'all in there. That's why it would be over 300 something people if they chimed in and you just listening to him, or then other people reciting. And I remember I let them listen to this girl. She was reciting, but she always messed up at the same part. They was like, man, like, wow, she fluent. And I was like, but then when they started correcting her, they was like, wait a minute, what did she do wrong? And then one of her brothers was like, cool, because like I said, I'm showing him that I'm dude real student. I'm in his real institute. And when he was correcting, they was like, man, what did she do wrong? And I was like, she mess up at that part every time. She not frustrated. She frustrated because she keep messing up at that same part every week. But they failed her. You know what I'm saying? Another $75. And this is when I was on level 3. She was in level 3. And you know what I'm saying? Like I say, I went through the semester to go, but I'm thinking I'm going to get worse. So I'm like, man, maybe, I ain't going to aid the shaitan on them. But like I say, it sounds like they got him, man. And you doing this fluky stuff with that app, man. And then here it is, you sitting up, allegedly doing some type of child pornography type stuff. And I'm hoping it ain't some of them Muslim kids. Because like I said, he would be in there and he would have these children in these videos. And these videos not on YouTube. You got to watch these videos from within the app. And they sitting in what appears to be a masjid, but he would refer to it as his studio that's attached to the masjid. You know what I'm saying? And then you could come there. So I'm like, man, what buddy? Like I said, it was some things that was just strange about him. So, I hope he ain't did no stuff like that, man. But it's in accordance with that hadith, man. They gonna recite the Quran beautiful. They gonna have the look, but it ain't gonna go past their throat. And I try to tell people all the time, man, them FBI people, they gonna put people in there because they want the deen. They don't want the deen to become strong. And then unfortunately, I don't knock them because you have idiots who don't have no real understanding. Like just to say that, just to show the effects of it. Here you had the Muslims from this city, the imam through the Wardeen community. They set up a program where they was able to go into the prisons. They would have Jumu'ah service. They would go there for Ramadan. They was going once a week. The Wardeen people, they was doing a ta'lim, but once they had a foreigner with them, they took them in. Sometimes they would have Jumu'ah. It wasn't always a residential imam. And they would go to the prisons, but they would have to circulate. They would go to all the prisons, but not in one day. So one week they at this one, next week at that one. So then they was set. So the actual imam who was going in, they picked the residential imam. And then they taught that one how to teach the other people. It wasn't just somebody making up their own stuff, but they was Wardeen. Okay? So they started taking this foreigner, this Indian Pakistani dude, into the prison. He started working with the people. He recruited one of these guys in prison, this white guy. Somehow they developed a relationship, and he got that white guy to move to this city when he came out. So due to the white guy knowing him, moved to this city so he could attend his masjid, the same white guy tried to commit a terrorist act. So once he did that, the FBI and them shut down them going to the prisons, because you pulled the person out of prison who tried to commit a terrorist act at your masjid. So the FBI all through this camp, because this masjid produced a terrorist under this guy, and the FBI snatched him up. So they shut down them going to the prisons, and they pretty much left it up to the inmates. So wallahi, when we had went back to open up the building, there was letters in the box where a residential imam was writing letters to the old masjid, didn't know we moved. We find the letters in the mailbox, and he was the residential imam. So he was like, can we send them books? And he was telling us how to send the books to approve them. So we, you know what I'm saying, me, another other brother, we got some money together, ordered up, sets of Sahih Bukhari, this and that. And this was for the intake prison, the main prison that people from certain parts of Illinois, they go there, right? Chicago go to a bigger one. But the central part of Illinois, they go to this prison first as intake. Because he reached out to us and we started sending books, they banked him, and he sent us a letter and said they finna send me to a different prison because I reached out to y'all to send me some books, because he reached out to the masjid that produced the terrorists. So like I said, it shut them down from being to go in there, and the residential imams and all that type of stuff was pretty much left up to the prisoners. So just to show the effect of that, but the whole time, that dude wasn't no real terrorist. The FBI made him one. So whatever this dude done fell into, his desires, however it went, it could have been somebody in there pushing, done peeped that desire and pushed him towards it. So when some of these individuals get to running around acting all Joe, just like even with me, it be bots. It be like people who will send me something on Telegram, and then they ask me, so who your teachers, who you sit with, where did you learn, this and that, right? And then on Telegram, it'll show who they is. Like, I don't go study it, but like it'll have their name. And it'll be like a dude, that their name will be like Ahmed such and such. And then wallahi, some months have passed, and then the name will switch to like Lisa Morelli. You know what I'm saying? Because I keep my stuff, like when somebody send me a message, I don't delete them, so I keep them in the same thing. That way when somebody reach out to me. So like one day I'm just going in through there, and like when somebody send me a message, and then I go to check it, it'll be in order. So like whoever sent me a message, it'll go to the top. So one day I'm looking, I'm like, Lisa Morelli, Lisa Linnelli. And then I go and click it, and I can see the message. I was like, man, this was Ahmed such and such. Now it's talking about Lisa Manelli or something. See, these things be agents and bots and just different corrupt stuff, man. So people who be running around acting all Joe, it be them people, man, sometimes. They be all in society. They want to mingle. They want to get with people. They kindergartens, but they want to teach second grade, but they won't come sit in the first grade class. They have all these grand ideas and all that stuff, man. Some of these people be working, man. You know what I'm saying? I done seen reports. I know some of them. And that's why I'm standoffish. That's why when people come here to be around me that's really on their deen, I got a safe space for us. You know what I'm saying? It was one time, wallahi, some people from Philly, that they was in Hamtramck. So they came down here from Hamtramck in Detroit. And I took them to Jumar, right? But we went and sat in the back, because I had a room in the back of the masjid when I had keys. So we sat back there in the back. I kept them away from the people. And when we listened to the khutbah, they was looking at me doing stuff like this, like, and it's unfortunate. These people know they can play. These people who get a khutbah, they know they can play on these people, because a lot of times when they be giving khutbahs and they say something that's totally crazy, these brothers, man, these African Americans be sitting in the front like, just nodding, like they be all in agreement with it. And you just have to be careful, man. And they was like, they'll be listening, but then they'll stop and they'll just be like this. And, I'll kind of be like, Because of course I ain't trying to lose my football, but of course I'd be like, and when we leave, they'd be like, man, do they even realize this is a salat? So I keep them away from the people. Because if the person who they listening to sound like that, imagine how these people gonna sound when you start talking to them. You know what I'm saying? Imagine how they sound when you start talking to them. But they don't have a clue. They don't have a clue how they sound. Because they really only surrounded amongst each other. They don't have a clue. And it's just unfortunate, man. And I'm going to get, just like some people who watch these videos, imagine an imam sitting up saying, the only place that shaitan exists is in the masjid. Shaitan is nowhere else. But the masjid is the house of Allah. So they're teaching shaitan is in the masjid but nowhere else. You ain't got to worry about shaitan at the grocery store, at work, driving down the street. You can be a Muslim selling dope in a dope spot. You ain't got to worry about shaitan in there. Because shaitan is in the masjid. Because the masjid is Sirat al-Mustaqim. This the person giving a khutbah. Because the masjid is Sirat al-Mustaqim. And shaitan said he's going to lay in wait on Sirat al-Mustaqim to deviate the believers. So therefore that means shaitan is only in the masjids. And I'm sitting back there and I remember bringing it up. But like while he was saying it, I'm looking at them brothers all in the front row in the best seats doing stuff like this. It's like, man, yeah, y'all just got deviated in this masjid. You understand? You just got deviated. And then when I brought it up, you know, people they want to make excuses. Just like certain people going to make excuses for this guy if he end up being found guilty. Because a lot of people love him. Like some people might hit dislike in my comment. And wallahi, I went through his institute. I seen what he was doing. I seen how it was set up. You got more people failing than passing. But some people, they're not going to like that. They might hit dislike because I'm telling the truth. And it's not their truth because they telling themselves something different. Real nice personality. Real likable guy. He laughable, and all that. But you start to see little things like, man, some, you know, like I said, all them little toys and stuff that, you know, Islamically, like, hold on, man, you know, the angels, you know, but anyway, you know, nah, man, I kind of felt like it meant this and that. You would feel that way. And they know you're going to feel that way. And that's why they sit up there and say the type of stuff that they saying. Because y'all not going to know any better. So that's why, like, when people come, man, I don't intertwine them. It's a safe space where people can come right here. You know what I'm saying? That be from different cities and we kick it. I'm not finna intermingle these people with nobody in this whole community. Because they don't be ready, man. Everybody studying. Everybody got books. But ain't nobody really studying or reading. You got to be careful, man. Them Islamic personalities, man, y'all got to be careful, man. And really get you some knowledge up under your belt, man. And be careful, man, like leaving y'all kids alone with these people, man. And like I said, he got the studio. He got the equipment. If these videos be released, that's what's in my head. Where he shooting these videos at and who kids is these? And I'm telling you, I'm seeing him in rooms with 25, 30 kids. Just him. You know what I'm saying? People dropping their kids off to this person, man. Man, you know, just like, hey, man, yeah, but I'm finna close on this. Go and look up the dancing boys of Afghanistan. They call them like Batsy boys, Bossy boys. And I'm going to give y'all a little understanding. They have grown men who, some of it is even in masjids, where they in the masjid and they take little boys grooming them. 10, 11, 12, 13, grooming them to where they dress them up like belly dancers. And they bouncing around and chingling, and they got lace shears over their face. Muslims. You might have 100 men watching 2, 3 little boys dance around with makeup and a belly dancer outfit on. And then the ones who has money, the parents, they get the parents money, and then they get to keep their boy for the weekend. Muslim men in Afghanistan and India, this is a real thing with them foreigners. This is a real thing with them foreigners. And then some of these boys, they grow up, and then once they starting to reach around like the age of 19 and 20 and stuff, the men don't want them no more because they not young, fresh tenders. Prostituting them out. They spend with them, they get to stay with them for the weekend or for a week or 2 weeks, and they get the money to the parents. Passing them around. Sometimes they have a private home. And because Vice went in, they did a whole documentary on it. It's on YouTube. Then when you go to the streets, and this is in Afghanistan, they go to the streets just like in the United States where people sell CDs and DVDs on the streets. They go on the streets, they got DVDs of the Batsy Boys. These dancing boys where you could take them home and ain't no telling what else on the video when they keeping them for the weekend. It's a whole documentary. So then some of these people who come from that culture be coming over here. Now wallahi, I knew about them because I was watching the videos, the documentary on YouTube years and years ago. And when I came here, wallahi, we was in here and these other foreign boys was making fun of this other little boy who's actually the man who get a good bars is actually his son. Wallahi, they was in there laughing, talking about he was a Batsy boy. And it was a Ramadan dinner, so it was a whole bunch of people, and all the kids kept laughing at him, talking about he a Batsy boy. But out of African American, I was the only person who knew what it was. And I was looking at him, he was sad, he wasn't defending himself or nothing. And then they'd go get the rest of them, they'd be like, because his name Carter. They'd be like, Carter the Batsy boy, and this and that. His dad take him to India so he can be a Batsy boy. You know what I'm saying? I was like, because I knew what it was. So some of them come from that culture, man. And they be Muslim. Quran teachers, all of that. Go look at it, pull up the Dancing Boys of Afghanistan on YouTube, and your mind will be blown. And then you pull up more documentaries, you'll see them in India. This is a real thing. So some of these people who went over there and studied with them, and then they come back. It was a good imam. He was a white guy. I think his name was Nick Timbo or something like that. One of the people in the masjid touched one of the boys in the wudu room, and they tried to keep it hidden. And they helped the boy leave. They helped the man get up out of there. And when it was time for him to get a kutbar, he snapped. And the kutbar was live on YouTube, and he said, "Wallahi, had I caught him or y'all told me before y'all helped him escape, I would have broke his hands." The administrator helped the person who trying to touch the little boys in the wudu room. They helped him escape. But then they fired the imam for talking about it from the minbar. How sick is that? But see, some of y'all don't study these histories and look into these people, and y'all just be clinging to them. I'm not saying they all bad, but some of them have some deep stuff going on with them. Just like the same stuff, and this ain't a bash to Germantown, but like what they did with Wally Nelson. This man was molesting his daughter for 8 years in the city of Medina. Not his wife's daughter, not his daughter. So while his wife is not doing what she's doing, he's doing stuff with her 8-year-old daughter, 7-year-old daughter, all the way to her age of 15. When he finally graduated and came back, and when they came back to Philly, he started trying to do it to Philly, but now she's in America, so she tell her uncles. So while the khutbah was live at Germantown Masjid, with Hassan Somali giving the khutbah, I'm listening to it. Her uncles and them snapped. They was trying to break boy up in there during the khutbah. Hassan Somali on the mic like, hold on, wait, calm down. And then they helped Wally Nelson escape out of there. Still ain't been seen to this day. We're going to handle it. Let us talk to him. And then before Wally disappeared, he left a note about, I seen it on because we used to have this Salafi group thing, and he put it on Instagram about how he made repentance, he made Toba, he took it to Allah. There's no need for the Tagut and Hassan Somali and them and all that. But that man was molesting his daughter, man, from the age of 7 or 8 up to the age of 15, 16 in the city of Medina. And he was one of their top guys over there. He was supposed to be the next one coming up. His name was Wally Abdul Nelson. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they helped him get up out of there. But her family wanted to break boy up. And that's why when they say stuff and then people be like, where Wally at? Where Wally Nelson? They get quiet. So it's something y'all had to be careful, man. And people dropping their kids off, man, at these classes, man. Stay at them classes, man. That's not no babysitter. Be leaving your class, your kids with these people, man. So anyway, man, assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, man. I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. Y'all be careful, man. And I don't know if I'm gonna keep everybody posted because I don't like talking about this type of stuff. But with Sam Sharif, man, the FBI got boy, man, well-known Quran teacher. If y'all, anybody, I don't want to promote his videos, but go look him up. Some of y'all gonna be like, dang, I watched him. I listened to his tajweed. Yeah, man, they got boy on some inappropriate videos with kids and all that. And like I said, I done seen his studio. I done watched videos where he got 25, maybe 30 little girls in there. Man, assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.